Hello, my name is David. Welcome to the Common Sense Student. Today my topic is, are you an impulsive giver? Please like this video and also feel free to leave a comment. And if you're not already a Common Sense student, what are you waiting for? Please consider becoming one by subscribing to our channel. We would like to thank all of you who have supported our channel. We appreciate you. So they say it's hard to feel bad about yourself when you're doing something good for someone else. And giving and being generous is one of the ways that we can do something good for others. And it's like giving little treats of candies and cookies to our self-esteem. It's honorable and it's virtuous, especially when we're doing something good or wonderful for someone less fortunate than ourselves. But why do we give? We give as a way of showing love. We give to support the people and the things that we believe in. And we give for philanthropic reasons. But the act or behavior of giving is more complex than we believe. It's actually a complex psychological process that begins with our belief systems. Our belief systems are simply the things that we believe. And they are formed by what we were taught by our family and what we were taught by society, what we were taught by our education, either formal and informal. Formal being what we learned in school, and informal what we learn on our own or from life. And what we learn from our experiences, the lessons we have learned, the mistakes we have made, the persons we have met, and the things that we have done. And from our belief systems emanate our thoughts and ideas. This is where our decisions and choices come from. And our motives. Our motives give direction, give direction to our thoughts and ideas. And in this video is giving. And then they culminate in our behavior and then manifest themselves in us giving. So the big question is, what type of giver are you? Now, the type of giver you are comes from your belief systems, as I've just mentioned. And it is very important to understand that the type of giver you are is determined by what you predominantly give. Now, we give many different types of things, but we primarily give one particular thing. And there are very complex reasons why we do so, and I'm going to discuss that further in this video. But what type of giver are you? Have you ever considered that? Are you a money giver? Money givers primarily give money. They give money for special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, graduations. Sometimes they give spontaneously, and they may give to different people, either their family members, strangers, friends. And then you have the gift giver. These persons give non-monetary gifts. These persons give gifts, again, for special occasions. They give to family members, strangers. It varies. And what they give and the cost of what they give is determined by sometimes their level of wealth. But there is a type of giver that is often ignored or we are not aware of. Because most times we believe that giving only has to do with giving money and giving gifts. And this is the service giver. This is the most personal type of giving. Because this person is in your personal space. This person gives of their time and energy. They are most times very resourceful. They can help you with moving. They can help you with babysitting. They can run errands for you. They can help you with doing some chores around your house. But the big question is, or the questions are, what if your giving has gone off track and you're now giving for irrational reasons? You're giving to the wrong persons. You're giving things that you need for your own sustenance, or giving in moments when you cannot afford to give. What if you're giving and you're not consulting your common sense and you have now unknowingly become an impulsive giver? You have developed a bad habit of irrational benevolence, which can be harmful to you and really derail your efforts that you're trying to accomplish by giving to people and giving to things that you believe in. In this segment, I'm going to tell you who's an impulsive giver and some of their traits. An impulsive giver is someone who is indisciplined with their giving. They give up their resources, whether it's money, gifts, or their time and energy without any forethought. Their giving is not premeditated. It's done without thinking and it's done hastily. And their intentions are usually good, but because their intentions are not balanced by proper due diligence, their giving can border on the fringes of being outright irresponsible. They give for the emotional high. It's similar to the release of endorphins we experience when we get excited about something. But for them, it's more psychological. They also give to be liked or to be seen as a good person. And they also give because they want to be seen as a problem solver. It's very common to be telling an impulsive giver your problems, and even before you're finished, they have decided that they're already going to help you by solving your problem. So their impulsive givers' motives are not usually bad. It's not usually malevolent. But the fact is that it shows a clear indication of a lack of emotional maturity. Their motives are driven by their own insecurities about their self-worth. But there are other individuals who are very hasty to give. And on the surface, it might seem as if they are being impulsive or they're impulsive giver. But these persons' motives are twisted. They are manipulators. These persons have an agenda. And what happens is that they will give only if they're going to gain an advantage at the expense of someone else. But impulsive givers, on the other hand, motives are usually genuine and they really want to help others. But their motives are driven by deep motivations that they are unaware of. And so it's not balanced by common sense, and this is why they are impulsive in their giving. There are two tendencies that I'm going to, are things that influence impulsive givers that I'm going to talk about. One I call the Messiah complex. I believe that if you were grown in poverty and you suffered humiliation and rejection because of it, you can have the tendency to become overly empathetic, where you try to rescue and save everyone. And being empathetic, don't get me wrong, is a very wonderful trait to have. But it can become an obsession and then become damaging to your life. And then the next is the Mother Teresa syndrome. I believe that if you were ill-treated while growing up, if you never experienced love and affection, then you have the tendency to seek persons who have suffered a similar fate. And then again, you go overboard with your dose or your medication of love and affection. And then there are the tendencies of impulsive givers. Impulsive money givers, for example, are always in a haste to get rid of their money. I had a friend and his wife was an impulsive money giver. And I'm going to tell you a true story. They went to church one Sunday and the pastor told the congregation that God told him that he must visit Israel and that God is going to give whoever gives a special blessing. She hastily gave away their rent money, and she have done that on other occasions where she have been impulsive with the money they needed for their household expenses. And it caused a major problem because they couldn't pay their rent. And guess who they called? Another impulsive giver. Yours truly, me. Then you have the impulsive gift givers. These persons will give you things that you cannot use, that don't fit in your life, like giving you Gucci silverware when you are at the Walmart level. They will also do things like giving gifts, expensive gifts to strangers that might put them in financial jeopardy. And then there are the impulsive service givers. These persons don't seem to have a life of their own. They always fit into somebody else's plan. They're always volunteering to offer some sort of service. And the truth is that they will sometimes even use their own money to fulfill favors. Now I've said a lot about impulsive givers, but let me just give you a quick rundown with this chart. I'm going to compare responsible givers versus impulsive givers to close out this segment. So number one, responsible givers consult their common sense before giving. Impulsive givers consult their emotions before giving. Responsible givers gives based on what they value. Impulsive giver gives based on what will make others like them. Number three, responsible givers give only after doing a proper evaluation of their motives for giving, while hastily impulsive givers give hastily without doing any due diligence of their motives for giving. And number four, responsible givers solve problems by giving, while impulsive givers want to be seen as a problem solver. Number five, responsible givers they are disciplined and calculated approach when giving. An impulsive giver has an undisciplined and erratic approach when giving. And lastly, for responsible givers, the existence of a need is not the only reason to give, while for impulsive givers, the existence of a need is the primary reason to give. So as I close out this segment, I hope you have learned something. And now I'll move on to the next segment, which is looking at the dangers of being an impulsive giver. So here are some dangers of being an impulsive giver. Being impulsive in any way can be very damaging to your life. Bad judgment and misaligned priorities, just to name a few. Impulsive givers also suffer personal dangers. They run the risk of financial ruin. Either they don't have enough money to cover their own immediate expenses, or they don't have enough money to retire, or they run out of money during retirement. They end up wasting their precious resources of money and time and energy. I know an impulsive giver, and she was a very wonderful person. She gave to her family members, to her children. She gave to strangers. It was very common for her to take strangers into her own home and take care of them if they have hit hard times. And unfortunately, when she retired, she ran out of money and she could no longer finance her own expenses. And so she had to go and live with her son. And she was given her own room and she spent most of her time in her room. She was away from the people that she was used to and comfortable with, and away, of course, from her natural environment. Unfortunately, she died within a year after moving, and I sincerely believe that she died of a broken heart. Impulsive givers also don't make a lot of achievements with their lives because they give away all their monetary resources and time and energy, and they never really get what they really want, which is the love, affection, and appreciation of others. Unfortunately, too, impulsive givers do not know who are loyal to them because they're often taken for granted. They're always giving, so you do not have the time to really do any due diligence as it concerns your relationships. And then impulsive givers also are overgivers. And anything that is done excessively in the human dimension is often wasted or not appreciated. And that goes for overgiving. Scarcity is a law of life. This is why diamonds and gold, these precious minerals are so highly valued and appreciated because they are scarce. Enough is what gives satisfaction in the human dimension. And when you're an overgiver, you dilute yourself, your value, and also whatever it is that you're giving. Impulsive givers are also targeted. They're targeted especially by people that they know, people they're in relationship with, their friends and their families, because these persons know that they are very impulsive with their giving, and so they will target them for money or gifts or such likes. The fact is that they know that if they come to you impromptu with some sort of request, that you won't have time to think rationally, and so you'll be quick to sympathize and to give. They also use suggestive means. They might not come to you and ask directly, but because they know you, they know that they can simply tell you their problems, and because you want to be a problem solver, you'll be quick to give. The next thing is, impulsive givers all have passwords or cheat codes. These are things that people will say to get your sympathy. So, for example, someone will know that they can come to you and they can mention education. I'm going back to school, I need tuition to do my degree, and you will be quick to give. They know that if they mention something about illness, they are not well or someone is not feeling well, doing well, you will be the first one to volunteer your time to go and take care of that person. Or you'll be giving your monetary resources. Impulsive givers also give the things like business ventures. So if your cheat code or password is business, you will be quick to support it because you're always supportive of people who are doing something entrepreneurial. And so people who are manipulators can prey on you because they know this cheat code or password that you have. And finally, impulsive givers are unknowingly enablers. Enablers. They make people weak and dependent. This is not their intention, but they do this because they're always rescuing people. They do not allow people to learn their life lessons, and so they end up harming rather than helping the people that they most times care about. So here are my final common sense thoughts. Here we're going to look at some corrective measures, and we're going to begin with doing some self-assessment. So what type of giver are you? Are you a responsible giver? Do you measure and weigh the pros and cons before giving? Or do you have the tendency to go overboard? Are you an impulsive giver? And if you are, do you know your cheat codes and your passwords? And then we must ask ourselves some more in-depth questions. Like, is there a genuine need for me to give? And what are my motives for giving? Do I want to be liked? Do I want to be seen as a good person? Do I want to be seen as a problem solver? And will my giving make a difference? And am I being targeted to give? You'll only ask yourself these important questions if you're really interested in change, if you are an impulsive giver. Now, have you ever wondered why it is that people are always approaching you for money or favors? In an interview, Oprah Winfrey spoke about this. She said that early in her career, when she started to make money, the information was published in the media. And so persons were literally turning up at her house and asking her for money. People would come with their sad stories about misfortune. They don't have nowhere to live. They have children they can't take care of. They have suffered abuse. And she would give them money. She said everyone knew that she had money, so she couldn't say she didn't have any money. But after a while, she realized that she was being taken for granted. And she wanted to do something about it. And so one of her friends called her for a donation, to donate to his charity, and she decided to practice on him. She told him N-O, no. And he said, okay. And he went on. He wasn't upset. And guess what? She felt so proud of herself that she had said no. She had started to reclaim territory where her emotions are concerned. She was no longer being controlled by her emotions. It's the same with us. We might not have Oprah Winfrey's money as yet, but every day we are bombarded with different requests to give. People want to make their emergency your emergency. And you can't have that. The poem saying no is your ultimate weapon in taking charge of your emotions. Saying no has never hurt anybody. Say no to other people's agenda. Say no to your impulses. And then you have to observe yourself. Are you progressing? Are you getting better? Congratulate yourself. And if you're not, try paying more attention to your cheat codes and passwords. These are the things that people say to you to gain your sympathy. And lastly, you need to change your beliefs. Your giving is not why people like you. People don't like you because you're an impulsive giver. People like you because of what you give. And guess what? You're already a wonderful person. And you must start believing that. Because only when you do will you change. Your value is not determined by what other people think about you, but what you believe about yourself. So today I've gone through and I've given you a detailed assessment of who is an impulsive giver. I hope you have gained something from it. And as usual, guys, learn it, become it, and share it. Please have a wonderful day.